Hi, in today's episode I'll focus mainly on two elements. I'm gonna paint the hull trying to finish the oil canning effect and build the ship's mast. The oil canning effect is visible especially on the darker camouflage colors. Therefore, using the same colors I try to slightly compensate this effect, leaving slightly visible horizontal and vertical lines. If you're curious about how to get the oil canning effect from the beginning, here is a link to the previous episode where I started painting the hull. As you can see, the two darker camouflage colors looks much better now. There was one more shade that also needed some touch-up. Then, after masking the hull, I applied a layer of black paint, which will be a strip separating the underwater part of the hull. After masking again, I covered the lower part of the hull with red. Of course, I could change the order of painting here because black paint would better cover red. However, despite the incomplete coverage, I left the hull in this condition. In the end, it will end up in the water anyway. Unfortunately, at this point I realized the mistake I had made 2 steps earlier. The incomplete masking of the hull when painting the black line caused that the black paint slightly covered the unmasked part, creating lines running around the entire ship. Stupid mistake that cost me a lot of extra work and in the extreme case could ruin the entire oil canning effect for which I spent so much time. Fortunately, I was able to fix it by leveling the line on the hull. It's true that you can see light shadows here and there, but after the final weathering I think that they will not be noticeable and the oil canning effect is still visible. In any case, be careful and try not to make such mistakes. So let's move on to building the mast. I started as standard by cutting out the necessary elements and preparing them for gluing. We have many small parts including radio antennas and radars. I pasted them all using extra thin glue. The time has also come to use photo etch parts. The navigational radar antennas and their ladder are included in the set of additional plates. I cut them out and sanded them slightly. Then, using ultra glue, I glued the radar antennas. Usually on ships we currently meet navigational radars operating in the X-band with a shorter antenna and in the S-band with a longer one. Then I moved on to painting. I painted the elements of the chimney, the masts and the TRS 3D radar antenna with a white primer. Rolls-Royce water jets, which are parts of the USS FREEDOM propulsion, should be red according to the instructions. However, I decided to paint them in a color that is closer to the original. By mixing paint number 308 Radome color with a bit of grey, I got the desired color. So I painted the propulsion and then the mast with neutral grey. I also painted the previously masked chimney elements with black. I glued in the water jets using ultra glue. As you can see, two of them, the outer ones, are controllable, and the inner two throws water in only one direction. This jet propulsion system allows to go above 47 knots at sea level 3. Then I pasted two smaller chimneys and started to paint the elements on the mast. I've prepared two shades of grey by mixing white and black paint in different proportions. I still needed a slightly dirty white color. After diluting and mixing the paints, I started painting the details. Using a 4-0 brush, I started painting antennas on the top of the masts and radar antennas. I also painted the TRS 3D radar antenna. It's a radar capable of fully automatic detection, tracking and classification of various types of targets, both small low-flying aircrafts, missiles, helicopters and any asymmetric threat. USS Freedom is also equipped with the Combat's 21 system. This system integrates the radar, electro-optical infrared cameras, gunfire control system, countermeasures and short-range anti-air missiles. Using a miniature mast or a yard in the 1:700 scale, I also mounted a small antenna on the mast's top. That's it for today. You can see the effect on the screen. Unfortunately, I've been suffering from a chronic shortage of time recently, and the fact that I was able to start with the model I considered quite a success. Unfortunately, the day is not 48 hours long. I hope that in the fall and winter period I will have more time and work on the LCS will move forward. In the meantime, hold on, stay healthy and see you soon. Bye!